Borrow mine if you need to.
Okay.
Hey guys, what's up out there? Joe Pasquale here for another episode of Copper Cane Cigar Chat Live. Joining me tonight is, again, my good friend, John Runge. John, thanks for being with us tonight.
My pleasure. Back by unpopular demand, I'll say. Thank you. Thank you.
He is here. And again, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff tonight, a lot of fun stuff. Scotch, new cigars, new releases, some fun stuff we just added back to the website. So we're here. And whether you're out there on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, thanks for being with us. We got some prizes to give away for people that shared and commented on our previous videos. And we have some details for you to get involved and win some stuff on upcoming episodes. So we're going to start out tonight with what we're smoking. What we're smoking tonight, some people might know, some people might not know. Drew Estate changed around from their Freestyle Live. They're now doing a thing called Early Access. Comes in a 2-pack if Kale wants to throw it up out there. So the Early Access 2-pack, these are landing at Copper Canyon stores right now. They're not going to be on the website because they just won't last that long. It's early access, so it's up there. There's 2 cigars in it called Fire and Water, 2 very, very different blends. And this is kind of a preview of what Drew Estate's going to be releasing here in April at the trade show. So these are going to be the new regular production cigars from Drew Estate. We don't know what they are yet. They're called Fire and Water. That's not going to be their name. I hope not, at least. And that's going to be the release. So if you go grab a 2-pack, they're at St. Joe right now, our St. Joe location. They're going to be at all the other Copper locations starting Monday. So by Tuesday, they will be everywhere. So go to your local Copper Canyon, grab this 2-pack. It's $12 for 2 cigars. $12. So I know and I don't want to be a spoiler alert here. The water, it's really dark, Toro rounded size. It does have a sweet cap on it. So if you like flavored or sweet, it's not infused from what I can tell, but it does have like a sugar cap on it. So if you don't mind that sweetness, check it out. It still has like a little full, like robust body to it, but it does have a sweet cap. And Runge and I tonight are going to light up the fire, early access fire. So
looking forward to it.
Yeah, slight box press, almost like a Colorado shade on this guy. So it looks like either Habano or sun-grown would be my guess. Smell this guy up. Smells like tobacco. And let's light it up. You need to borrow my lighter?
I need to borrow your lighter.
All right.
Just give us one more shot.
I just filled that one. So
Nope.
You can borrow mine.
Thank you. You have a nicer one anyway.
No.
I might give it back.
This lighter, by the way, is new from Perdomo. So Perdomo, I know we're going to do an event this spring with Nate from Perdomo. If you go to an actual Perdomo event starting by this quarter and next, it's one of their new flag giveaways. So it's this huge, big lighter, really robust. Got the cigar rest on it. It's a really cool lighter.
Thank you.
So yeah, we're smoking the fire. Early access from Drew Estate. We'll tell you our thoughts on it as we go through. I know from a few people I've talked to that have already smoked it that they liked it a lot. And it is going to be, we'll find out all together in April what it's going to be. So really exciting for Drew Estate. I know they're coming out with a handful of new things this year, as they always do. So we'll keep everybody up to date as much as possible. Giveaways tonight. We do have a lucky winner for the La Roma de Cuba stuff. That's in front of me, so we'll get to that in a little bit. We have some Opus X on the table that we'll talk about a little bit later. And for those that tuned in last Sunday with Mike Rosales from Romacraft, I know some people were wondering out there on YouTube as well. We now have Volsteads in stock. They'll make their way to a few shops this week, but they're on the website right now. So Volstead, which is that Intemperance Sumatra line from Romacraft, that's really, really, really reasonably priced. I actually brought in 2 of the limited sizes on the website right now. So the Blind Pig is an LE size that's like a 4x60, so it's like that nub size Sumatra. And then my favorite size is a Noble Experiment, which is a 12-count box. Still get your box discount out there. And actually, we'll talk about the discount here in a second. But 12-count box press Robusto. I think it's like a 5x56. 5x56. Awesome size. And for tonight, still, Spring 26 is the code out there. Spring 26. If you go to the website, when you get to checkout, you put Spring 26 in, all one word, and you get 26% off pretty much everything on the website. There's some Opus and a couple things that aren't discounted with that code, but they are still heavily discounted. All the Opus, if you go to our rare cigars out there, are cheaper than you'll find them anywhere on the web. But Spring 26, for pretty much everything else, you'll get 26% off tonight. grab the boxes while you can. The Volstead's out there. There's still some Warheads and some other really cool stuff from Espinosa. There's some Boruses from Tatawahe out there. Yeah, so check it out. And then let us know what you guys are smoking out there in the comments. Whoever's joining us, if you're smoking tonight, let us know what's going on. Rungi, first thoughts on the fire?
Smooth. Good construction. I like the color of the ash. It's so far so good. 3 puffs in. I like the smoothness of it.
I see Kenny McNeil said, "Hey, what's up? Hey, Ken, how's it going out there?" I think Ken, are you at the Big Smoke right now? I've been tagged and messaging from a lot of people that are at the different smoke festivals this weekend. I know the Dojo guys are down there at the Great Smoke, so hopefully it went well. Looked like a lot of fun. I saw some pictures of Guy Fieri and Eric Espinosa at the Great Smoke and a couple other people down there, so it's always a fun
Aren't you
time.
having something coming up in New Orleans pretty soon?
PCA New Orleans comes up in April, which is obviously the trade show for us, or one of our biggest trade shows that we go to, the biggest one that we go to for cigars for sure. So that'll be coming up in a few weeks, April 17th.
Yay.
Yeah, April 17th, New Orleans, which will be fun. The weather should be great that time of year in New Orleans. Food's better. I mean, the food in New Orleans is fantastic. You can eat at so many great places and down there and get some great everything. I was going to say seafood, but everything down there is great down there. So we are smoking the Early Access Fire. And what we're drinking tonight is Rungi's idea. So we actually made a Rob Roy cocktail. So I think Kale's going to throw the recipe up out there. For those not familiar with what a Rob Roy is, it is a Scotch cocktail, which sounds weird to say, because there's not a lot of Scotch cocktails in existence.
Refreshing.
Yeah, it's refreshing. Really nice.
So for anybody thinking about getting into scotches, great cocktail to start off with. It's not harsh, very nice, pleasant, cold. Number of different ways you can make it.
Yeah, it's like the Scotch version of the old fashioned, really, because you're swapping out simple syrup for sweet vermouth, which is sweet anyways.
Well, you can make a Scotch old fashioned, but the sweet vermouth is really a Manhattan. All right. If you take a rye whiskey and sweet vermouth, that you've got a Manhattan.
Sure.
Same recipe. The reason they came up with the Rob Roy all the way back in 1894, there was an opera in New York, and so the bartender at the Waldorf or Astoria decided the name of the play or the opera was Rob Roy. So he decided to make a drink called a Rob Roy in homage to the opera that was happening there. And of course, Rob Roy is Rob Roy McGregor from Scottish lore, 1700s guy, rebel, warrior, and so we got Scotch for Rob Roy.
Okay.
We're gonna sample each of these, which brings me to my first trivia question for you.
Oh, okay.
How big is a dram?
How big is a dram? That is a really good question. I know how big a dram is usually when we're all hanging out. If I was going to just guess that, I'd say a dram would be 2 ounces.
It's an eighth of an ounce.
Eighth of an ounce.
It's an eighth of an ounce.
Wow.
So
when you have a dram,
ask Joe for a dram.
Don't. Yeah. Wow. Eighth of an ounce.
Eighth of an ounce. Yeah.
It's
a wee dram.
It's a wee dram.
That's a wee dram.
That's a wee dram. Huh. I don't know if you get an even taste of an eighth of an ounce. Really. Half of an ounce for sure, but an eighth of an ounce?
Yeah.
That's very small. We do, if you want to go to camera too, yeah, you're right there. We do have a lot of really cool scotches that Rungi brought with him tonight. We're going to do really little tasting on a few of these. I know we've had most of these before, but we'll just talk about scotches tonight. I know we've talked about a lot of cognac on previous episodes and a lot of bourbon on a weekly basis. And both you and I love scotch, and it's fun that we can talk about scotch. It's one of those things that I don't know. I mean, I talk to people all the time about pairings and whiskey and cigars and things like that. And people, I feel like, are still like weirdly scared of scotch.
Surprisingly, and well, until you put some faith in it and try it, and have a decent pour, something you can appreciate. Scotches are just smoother than bourbon, certainly smoother than rye. It's just a nice mellow. The flavor profiles are very complex on them, and what they're doing now with Scotch, with the different barrels that they're aging them in, and all kinds of stuff like that, they're really coming up with some really ingenious, nice scotches. In fact, the bourbon community is starting to take, or the whiskey community is starting to take some of that in, like they're taking whiskeys out of an American oak barrel and then, or they're putting them in a sherry cask instead of an American oak or whatever, that kind of stuff. And they got that kind of from Scotland.
Yeah.
Because Scotland uses casks. I mean, if you look at bourbon, you can use that cask one time. What do you do with the cask? Well, a lot of them are sold to Scotland, so those are reused there. Especially the charred, the extra charred ones. Lefroy uses a lot of Maker's Mark casks on theirs.
No, again, Scotch, again, for those out there, it's hard though, because Scotch is very different in a lot of ways from bourbon. Now, we suggested on previous episodes, maybe some Scotches to try if you're more of a bourbon guy. I think Aberlour, Dalmore, some of the more Highland stuff is maybe more approachable, but I think what drives a lot of people away is the price point, usually. And because
you'll spend that on bourbon now too.
Yeah, I mean, but we talk about this a lot, is that a really nice Scotch that you and I both enjoy, you're probably starting in the $60 range, anywhere to $100. Whereas there's still really great bourbons in the $30 to $40 range.
You can buy an Evan Williams bottled in bond for $20.
I know.
And it's a great whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, there's great Elijah Craig's out there. Like I was at Cap and Cork, and there's their store pick and Barrel Proof, which is one of our sponsors. Like their store pick and all that stuff. A lot of their stuff is sub $50.
But Joe, I'd say this: if you equate, like if you look at those bottles, predominantly aged 12 years, etc. If you go buy that aged bourbon, that price point goes up. I think even further than what the Scotch. Go find an Elijah Craig 12-year and see what it costs.
No, I mean that Dalmore 12 right now I found locally for $60.
Yeah,
which is a great price.
Yep,
great price for Dalmore 12. That's a 80 to $90.
And that's a really good.
The great Scotch.
Yeah,
great Scotch.
And I think what scares people away from Scotch predominantly is everybody thinks Scotch is peated and tastes like dirt, and they don't want to have anything to do with it. They've not gone out and had three of our Scotches tonight are non-peated Scotches, and then the other two are, and it's a world of difference, and you know that between a peated and non-peated Scotch.
Yeah. We know guys that are really big Scotch guys. And they admit, they're like, hey, I love Scotch. I don't drink the peated stuff, but I love Scotch. Yeah. That's fine. That's totally fine. What do you got out there, Kale?
Got James Davis came on, said he's checking in. Also said, my pop was a Scotch drinker, but I can't. It reminds me of gym socks. I'm a bourbon junkie. We also had Corey Albert coming on, said evening, Joe.
Oh, hey, Corey. No, I get that, James. And I would say to that, Aberlour Abunda is like that spicy, darker, not peaty at all Scotch. There are some out there that I would recommend. Aberlour or Dalmore would be where I would start personally. If you want to try a Scotch.
If you want to try a Scotch.
And I know you're out in the Warsaw area, and the Anthology Room downtown there has one of the craziest Scotch selections I've ever seen. Their staff is really great, but go check them out. I'm hoping to collab with those guys this year and do a small cigar night downtown Warsaw at their really cool whiskey room, because it's insane. But I guarantee they have a Scotch that you would enjoy there.
Yeah,
guarantee it. There's so many.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't stay away from the Octomores. Leave that for us. But like, the Aberlour and the other really.
Well, and start with a cocktail.
Yeah.
Start with a cocktail like that Rob Roy. Each one of those Scotches would change the taste of that Rob Roy. We used a blended Scotch, very affordable, like $35 for Monkey Shoulder.
Yeah.
All right, is the name of the Scotch. And so, a good way to start is with that cocktail and then move on from there.
As we're still talking about Scotch, Mr. John Runge,
would
you like to explain to people what a blended Scotch is?
Sure. Mix it all up. No.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. Blended together.
There's to get in the terminologies, we'll start with a single grain or a single barrel. What you would call here in the States is they take a copper still, make the Scotch, put it in a keg, put it in the warehouse, crack it later because it came out of that one cask. It's a single grain. A blended, all right, well, now if you're making Scotch and you got all those barrels you have a master distiller who does the distilling, and then you have a master blender. And then the master blender would take all of those barrels and mix stuff, all right, together to make the profile that he's looking for. And then, you come out with a single malt Scotch, and the 12-year means the youngest Scotch in that bottle is 12 years. It could have been blended with a 15, a 18, a 20, whatever, but by their laws, if you're making a single malt, and a single malt has to come from one distillery. All right. So with the Macallan, all of that is blended at Macallan. It's made at Macallan, blended at Macallan, and it goes out the door. Whereas a blended Scotch, what they call a blended Scotch, you can collect Scotches from multiple distilleries. All right. Like Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker makes a ton of Scotch, huge Scotch manufacturer. Well, they will buy Scotches from different distilleries, and they have their mix, for consistency. So they will blend it there at the Johnny Walker distillery and then bottle it.
Yeah.
So you got single grain, you got single malt, and then the other one there is what they call non-age specified. Scotch has got to be in the barrel 3 years before it's considered a Scotch. So some of these manufacturers will make a Scotch with not an age statement, because it may have a 3 or a 4 or a 5 year, but they may be mixing it with some 18 and 20. All right. So they're going to say this is non-age specified, because if they followed the single malt rules, that would be a Macallan 5, and people wouldn't buy that. You usually see a lot of that in like duty-free shops.
Well, yeah, and like even you and I have had in the past, like those fun, crazy-looking Scotches, and we're looking for the year on it. We're like, oh, Ardbeg fermentation, or Ardbeg smoky verse, or any of the weird name stuff. You go, and they always put like really cool, catchy things on it. And we try it, and we're like, yeah, that's probably like a 7 year that they did X, Y, and Z to like make us buy it. They're smart.
Yeah.
It's always fun. Try that
It's a good Scotch.
It's a good Scotch.
Yeah.
But there's no year on it. And then they can kind of decide what the price point is.
Right.
And there's a lot of similarities in the whiskey game and the cigar game.
Okay.
In a lot of ways. Because again, like you're talking about blending, right? You're talking about blending Scotches. And that's what cigar makers do, right? It's like they blend, and they know, like you're talking about Johnny Walker, and they know I need this to make this. And your big cigar companies get that way, where they go, I'm buying my broadleaf from here, this from here, this from here, mass production. I need this amount of quality to put out this cigar, this age, to make it the same every time. And it's
because this has to taste the same 2 years in production later.
And you always hope it does. And that's why cigar companies are so good at it, because they've been doing it for so long that they get pretty much hit all the time.
Yeah.
Hit all the time. And most companies, and if there is we talked about this last week with Mike Rosales from Romocraft, that if there is a shortage in that quality of tobacco, sometimes then you might see a cigar come out of production for a bit until stuff can get back into the 3 year, 2 year, wherever they want that sweet spot to be. They go, hey, we don't. When they switched over the Cro-Magnon from Connecticut broadleaf to Pennsylvania broadleaf, it was because the quality of the broadleaf they wanted to get, they couldn't get.
Just wasn't doing it,
So they switched over to Pennsylvania, and I think the Cro-Magnon is better than it was. And we talked about that on last week's episode. If you check the live from last Sunday with Mike Rosales, it was fantastic. Again, we just got in the Volstead stuff. You'll see him in shops locally this week, but online, we still have the Spring 26 code out there, 26% off. Volstead Blind Pig and what was the name? Noble Experiment, which is my favorite Volstead. Noble Experiment, 12-count box. You get 26% off a 12-count box. It's a box press Robusto. It's a 5x56. It's my favorite Volstead. It's awesome. The Blind Pig's really, really good too. I'm not really a 60 ring gauge guy, but I love that cigar. It's a 4x60, and I actually really like it. So they're both great. 24-count box, 12-count box. Before we get back to Scotch, you might see in the middle of the table here. Yeah, wants to put up the middle table. We got some fun stuff. We did just get a ton of Opus X in this week. You'll see some Oscuro Oros. You'll see Rungy's holding it up over there. Yeah, you'll see some double Robusto, some Bellicosos, some 888s. A lot of fun Opus sizes are on the website right now. So if you go out there, you can search Opus or click Rare Cigars on the front of the website. Again, shop.coppercanyonbackedness.com. Those are out there. Another thing people have been asking about train tickets. They're online. They're available right now. So if you go to coppercanytobacconists.com, there's a big button at the top that says buy train tickets here on the main website. So Copper Canyon Tobacconists, you can buy train tickets there or go to the Facebook event. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll see the Drew Estate train on May 9th. There's a link for tickets out there. So both those spots, the Copper Canyon website, if you don't have Facebook, go to coppercanytobacconists.com. There's a link on top to buy your train tickets for the May 9th event. And then also on our Facebook page. So both spots, buy train tickets. Spring 26, Volsteads are in stock. We got Opus. We're going to give away this La Aroma stuff in a bit. Whew.
Busy.
A lot going on.
So, box of 2 of these Drews, right?
Mm-hmm.
For $12, which makes this a $6 stick.
Correct.
Awesome. This is a great daily smoke.
It's not going to be $6.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Okay, sorry.
I have no idea what the MSRP is. I would
You don't,
guess,
oh, they haven't announced it.
no, they've announced what the hell a cigar is. So we're smoking fire now. I would guess, I think what I heard through the grapevine, it's going to be regular production. So this is probably going to be right in that wheelhouse for the recent D releases. This is probably going to be that $10 to $12
Okay.
cigar in
Still
multiple
good smoke.
sizes. It's great. I like it a lot. And again, I smoked the water yesterday. So again, right now, if you go to St. Joe right now, you can buy these 2 packs. The other Copper Canyons are going to get them on Monday. But the 2 packs are out there. So fire and water. The water is darker. It's rounded versus the box press. It does have a sugar cap on it for sure. 100%. Unless my palate's out of whack. That thing is sweet. This one is not. This is more of a traditional cigar, which I'm very much enjoying. Definitely medium.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to taste your first dram?
I'm going to enjoy my Rob Roy for a minute. Let's
Okay.
Rob Roy's.
Okay.
We are going to talk about our March Madness stuff out there for a second. We'll get some trivia. So I know Kale's going to put the link in the comments. I did do a Facebook post as well that I put the link out there. So right now, I know the brackets don't come out till tomorrow night, and we'll all be excited to see the brackets. But you can join our Copper Canyon March Madness pool. It's free to join. Click the link. It takes you to CBS. You log in. You're in the group. Whoever gets first, you're getting a $500 gift card. So I'm literally going to put it on your account or give you a physical one, whatever. It's your local. We'll figure it out. I'll probably just put it on your Copper Canyon account. We're going to give you a digital $500 gift card. So pick your bracket.
Is that on Pool Host?
CBS.
CBS. Okay.
CBS. So there's a pool out there. You click the link, and you'll have until the games tip off on Thursday
Okay.
to pick your bracket. And whoever gets first gets $500 to spend at Copper Canyon. That's a lot of cigars. And it'll be a digital card, so you could theoretically use it on the website as well. Use it on the website, use it in store, wherever you need. So I've been telling everybody, even if you're not exactly a cigar guy, if you're just a Copper Canyon shopper and you want to get in the March Madness pool, it's not just for cigar guys. I do have a feeling that 98% of the people that are joining are going to be cigar guys, but it's there.
I'm one of the 98% that don't make it out of the first.
And if you're at one of the Copper Canyons right now, if you don't want to use the link, I did leave flyers. All the stores that have a QR code. It's at like every store right now. Some are at the register, some are in the lounges. You like scan a QR code, and it'll take you right to the CBS link. So it's all out there. Check it out. Join the pool. If again, Kale put the link out there, so just click it. Join tomorrow night when the brackets come out. Fill out your bracket. I always hate that when you see people join a pool and they don't get their bracket in beforehand. Like, just pick some teams.
Yeah.
They make it so easy. You just hit like the random button if you want to. Like, just pick some teams.
Well, doesn't it have an auto pick selection?
Yeah,
You can just pick the faves.
You just pick chalk.
Yeah.
Who cares?
So you're Rob Roy.
Yeah.
You were telling me earlier about how you, and I think the audience would love to hear your regale us with your Rob Roy story.
I'll leave some detail. It was just my friends at one of my first apartments. We had like a Rob Roy night where once a week, and I remember this because my friend Carlos and his buddies started at their previous apartment. Is they would watch shows, and I remember at one point they watched like the OC, which is this old sitcom show, and they would have Rob Roy night, and they'd all wear suit jackets for no reason whatsoever, make Rob Roy's and watch like the OC, and then we kind of carried that over, and we would wear like suit jackets and play video games. But it was always like a tradition to where if we had a Rob Roy night, you had to have a suit jacket on to drink a Rob Roy. And we had, I don't know why we did that or any reason.
What's a classy cocktail? You're
Yeah.
a classy guy.
Really classy guy. Again, most of the time we'd be sitting there like in boxers and t-shirts with a suit jacket on, playing like Halo.
Okay.
But Rob Roy's, Rob Roy's and suit jacket. So classic cocktail. Yeah. I don't know. When we so we're doing Rob Roy's, that was one thing I thought of was we used to do dumb stuff for dumb reasons. So
I brought stuff to stump you.
all right, let's hear it.
To see how you've been drinking scotch clearly a long time.
A bit,
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
a couple years, yeah.
Which Islay distillery is known for its medicinal flavor profile due to phenolic compounds?
Well, there's a 50-50 chance here. I would guess Ardbeg.
You are wrong.
Is it Lefroy?
It's Lefroy.
Is it Lefroy? Yeah.
It's Lefroy.
It's a coin flip. I was like,
All
it's
right.
Ardbeg or Lefroy. So,
Okay. What compound is responsible for the smoky flavor in peated scotch?
What compound?
Yep.
Not distillery.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Phenols.
Oh.
And I have no idea what that
I
is.
was like, yeah. All right. Don't feel bad about missing that one. Nope.
All right. Which distillery is often called the oldest licensed distillery in Scotland?
What distillery is
Tom Lapsley would beat you if you didn't know this.
oldest licensed distillery?
Yep.
Isle of Arran. Is it Arran?
Nope.
Really?
Glenturret.
Glenturret. I was
Yeah.
going to say Arran just because obviously he loves that. Oh, I did see a comment out there. James Davis, are they getting close to those crafts? Yeah, crafts. I know Mike talked about it last week. They got delayed on the boxes. So I think the new maquette and the Neanderthal genetic deformities are dropping sooner than those. So I do think at the end of March here, we're going to see the craft release. We'll probably do a whole episode around it and get those out to you. So they'll be on the website. So James, you can definitely grab the crafts out there on the website. We'll get them out to you. Anybody else has a chance, rolling in 10 boxes of those. It's a 10 count box. It's the most limited thing Roma Craft does every year. Everybody's going to want it. So yeah, we'll give everybody plenty of notice when those are landing. I know the boxes got delayed, but it's one of my favorite releases every year. I always get a box of the craft. So craft 26 coming soon. Yeah, James will definitely have those. And then the genetic deformities, don't sleep on those. It's the little Petit Robusto size of Neanderthal, but it's barber pulled. It's a little bit of the Habano with the San Andreas, and it's again a ridiculously good cigar. So those are going to come out very soon. I think those are going to ship with the maquettes in the next week.
So is annual releases now an industry dominant? Is everybody doing it?
Not everybody. There are a lot of companies doing
Fuente
it.
does an annual release, a couple of annual releases.
Fuente does. The Anejos come out, once a year, usually around holiday time, but that's been that way for a long time. But it's not like Anejo 26, Anejo 25. It's just when they ship them.
Don't they do the sun-grown rosados too as an annual?
Those land a couple times a year.
Okay.
Opus has a few drops a year. But there are those companies that do like Espinosa does a Warhead every year now.
Okay.
They do the knuckle sandwich for Guy Fieri's birthday every year.
Every year.
For the last 4 years, I think it is. So they do that. Those are becoming fun. And what I appreciate is
Catawahe Monsters come out.
Those come out
Halloween.
Those
right?
come out once a year. And again, since they ran through the original monsters, they started into reduxes. So this year, and if I'm wrong, people are gonna be really mad at me. This year should be the Jason. So it should be the Jason this year. Last year was Mummy. So it should be the Jason release this fall. And yeah, I mean, that's the good and the bad, right? Those companies know, we gotta do this. But because they know demand is there and the customers want that, and we all look forward to them. But yeah, I would say I think it's smart. I think it's smart for companies to do that. I think you see that across a lot of industries now. I think like whiskey, we see that. I think we see that like.
In your opinion, do you think the days of people just smoking one cigar are done?
No,
you don't. You have people that I still stay on.
Now I do. Now it's.
Is it all the old people?
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay.
It's definitely older guys. Yes and no. I mean, I see what I see with the younger guys that we'll call them, sub 45, sub 50, is that they have their go-tos. They're buying by the box all the time.
Yeah.
But they'll still branch out and try other stuff in that price point, maybe from that company. But there are those guys 60 and above that are like, I smoke this cigar and that's what I buy.
Mhm.
And maybe at an event I can convince him to buy one other one. But like, I have a guy that comes out to Warsaw every week and buys the same box of San Cristobal every week. He's done it for years. And that's a cigar he buys.
Yeah. Well, I
And-
guess if it's your money, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
as you get younger, that palette is more varied.
I
with
think,
people.
well, I think the younger guys are on social media a lot more. And so I guarantee that guy that buys St. Cristobal's every week isn't on Half Wheel,
Okay.
Cigar Aficionado, on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook. I guarantee he's not. Because the guys now that grew up with social media or grew up with always online, the younger generation, they're like, I have guys that come up to me and they maybe saw Half Wheel. Hey, when are you going to get in X? And I'm like, I just got the press release yesterday. I'm not sure when we're getting in. Like,
Okay.
they're on top of the cigar news. They're looking stuff up. And you find that in the bourbon community, guys are like, when are they going to get the new Heaven Hill grain to glass?
Yeah.
Get this. And so the guys that nerd out about cigars and nerd out about whiskey stay up on it, and they want to try the new thing. They want to try the new thing. They want to try it for all the same reasons we want to try the new stuff. And so I think the newer guys try stuff. They might land back on their favorites.
So we've gone from Budweiser to craft beer,
pretty much.
you know?
But yeah, yes and no. I mean, and people will say like the one-offs and the limited editions are really cool and fun, but the way cigar companies make their brand is the core line. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Perdomo just announced for like the first time ever in a long time. First time in a long time, Perdomo is doing what you would consider like an LE. They had the Legacy, now they're gonna do the Legacy Father and Son, which for shops like us and shops across the US it's gonna drop like fourth quarter. But traditionally, Perdomo, when they come out with a new line, it's essentially regular production, and it's in the 3 shades in multiple sizes, and that's what they do. It's like the Perdomo way. Like when the 30th came out, it's like Connecticut, Sun-Grown, Maduro.
Right.
Here's the sizes. There you go. When the 12
The bourbon barrel aged.
yeah, when the 12 year came out, when the Legacy came out,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. So everybody knows that's the Perdomo way.
Okay.
The Father and Son, they're only said that they're going to drop it maybe like once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that's weird for them. And it'll be a hybrid, a different blend of the Legacy, a more how they described it, like a more Cameroon style of the Legacy.
Huh.
And again, I'm not getting too cigar nerdy right now. The plant strain that they use for the Legacy, the higher priming leaves on that plant have more of a Habano feel.
Okay.
So when they did the original Legacy, the Sun-Grown and the Maduro have more of a Habano Sun-Grown, Habano Maduro flavor to them. And then the shade, the Connecticut, is Ecuadorian.
That shade is powerful.
It's great. And so that's that.
Mm.
The new Father and Son, they're going to use a lower priming tobacco from that same plant, which has more of a Cameroon flavor to it.
Okay.
So that'll be a difference between 2 Legacies. So we go different for that. MSRP $15, and it's gonna be It's gonna be one size. It's like a box press, like torpedo size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the tobacco industry moving into Honduras?
Well, I think it's good. I mean, I know the first couple things on the My Father factory out of Honduras were both home runs, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I talked about that on a spotlight that we filmed not long ago. I don't think it's out there yet, but I think that was just a sign of the times because people were scared of the tariffs for Nicaragua.
They planned ahead for that, didn't they?
Played
I mean,
ahead.
they get those fields out.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see some more stuff pop up on Honduras. I think you're going to see some stuff pop up. I mean, Mike Rosales was just talking about last week how like he wants to do his new collab for his 50th in Costa Rica.
Oh wow.
With some Costa Rican stuff.
Yeah.
Not like, still a Roman craft thing, whatever it is.
Well, the
'cause-
tat coming out of Honduras is
Yeah, I know. The Series P Honduras, again, if you smoked or haven't smoked it yet, they're on the website. I mean, it's $79.99 for a box of 20 Robustos.
yeah, it's awesome.
And you could actually use the Spring 26 code to get an additional 6% off from that
Okay.
if you want to, while we have them. But those have been flying off the shelves. It's been hard for us to keep them in stock in any of our stores right now because guys are like, $5 tat? Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
And my biggest selling point has
I'm
been
one.
like, well, the biggest selling point, the My Father Blue was such a hit last year. And I just tell guys, hey, the second cigar out of that factory is this thing over here. Check it out. And they're like, oh.
It took me a while to get used to. I mean, my version of my father's, short of the Connie,
Sure.
okay, were stronger. And that is a much smoother. It's like it took me some time to come around to that.
Definitely does. I mean, when we talked about it, I did kind of I don't call it a review. I did like a spotlight on the blue, which is out there on the channel, and I did a spotlight on the Series P, which we haven't put out yet. But I say, hey, this is different than any my father will smoke ever. It just is, and it's hard to compare it to a my father's cigar because we think of the whole line from. If I had to compare it to one, for me, it's like closest to the Flor de las Antilles, but doesn't have the floral notes of that.
That's true.
But the body's there, kind of like the Flor de las Antilles. But when you think of all the other my fathers, the Don Pepin Blue, the Opalencia, the Judge, it's almost like maybe Judge is closest because it's got that Sumatra, so it's more medium body, but it's really hard to compare it to anything else my father does.
I agree.
Just is.
It was out in left field.
It is.
Smoke.
Great smoke.
Out of left field.
Great smoke. Great smoke. So again, what we're smoking right now, the Fire.
I'm loving this. Shout out to my man Rex.
It's really good. There probably won't be any of these left on our at our event on Friday. If there is, they'll be bought up on Friday. So again, Friday night, we're gonna be doing our Drew Estate event at the St. Joe location. But you can't make it. We're gonna have the deals online as well. So from 5 to 9 that night on the website, you'll go out to our website, shop.coppercanyonmagnus.com. There will be a big square that'll hit you in the face. They'll say like Drew Estate event live. So just like we're going to run the event, I think, yep, Kale's got the graphic up there. There's different deals. So if you buy a box, you're going to get X. You buy 2 boxes, you get everything.
Rex did a promo video too.
He did. Those are great. But there's some really cool jars. There's really cool cutters. So whatever you buy from the website, we're going to ship your swag with that on the following Monday. So even if you can't make the event, you can still take advantage of the event there. And I'll be pulling stuff off the table while we're there and making sure. So everything will be available online that night. You can buy off the website. We'll ship it to you on Monday. So even if you can't make the Drew Estate event at St. Joe, which you can see me blast, it's Rex's birthday.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Put it on your calendar.
Yeah. If you're anywhere within driving distance, come down, hang out with us on Friday night. But if you can't make it, you can still get all your cool Drew Estate stuff on Friday by using the event page. So that's our event this upcoming week. So be there or be online or be both. We'll probably be doing some live stuff that you can tune in. If you're out here on YouTube or Facebook, you'll probably see some fun footage from the event. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it'll be a fun night. So, yeah, the cigar, the pre-release, I'll be looking forward to figure out what this is in April.
What is the name for Scotch made from a mix of malt and grain whiskeys?
Blend.
There you go.
Hey, got one right.
What is the name of the copper pot used in traditional Scotch distillation?
Still.
Pot still.
Pot still.
Okay. Which region is known for lighter floral Scotch whiskeys?
Oh, lighter floral.
Should we post up the regions?
Well, no, I know all the regions. I'm just thinking lighter floral. I would say.
Let me quote Tom Lapsley. It's flowery.
I was gonna. Those are the regions. We do have them up. Speyside?
No. Lowland.
Lowland. That was my. All right, Lowland.
The barley's lighter and
Lowland. All right.
as compared to the
there you go.
The Orkney Isles, which is almost Norway.
Those are our regions. Scotland and Scotland. So it's fun to look at. I did see that somebody online was like, really? Some people say there's a 6th region, which is the islands.
That is true.
But it's mostly 5. It's the 5.
I go with 6 because of the islands.
The islands, yeah.
But the islands is crazy because I don't know how many thousands of islands they got and how many got distilleries. But if you take like the Arran malt, which is a light, sweet, beautiful, everyday drinker, wonderful, the Arran malt. Then you can go up to the Orkney Isles, which is almost Norway. And they call it Viking honor for a reason.
Yeah.
because you've had Highland Park,
Yeah, God.
and woohoo,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a Scotch. Anything out there from any questions or anything out there from the audience before we get into we're going to get into some Scotch here in a second. Anything out there?
Yeah, we had a couple things. We had Alan Martin came on and said, I wasn't a Scotch guy until you, Joe, got me to try Glenlivet. I was hooked from then on.
That's awesome. All right, yeah.
Good entry Scotch.
That's a great entry. It's a great Scotch. All the time.
We also got James Davis on saying Saka is doing more and more yearly releases. A lot of the yearly releases come from only limited amounts of the tobacco for that blend.
Yeah, no, you are right. And Saka, I don't call them annual release at this point. Saka's just doing so many one-offs at this point. And obviously he does the Dunderma Ferrani up there in Detroit. That's become like an annual release. But, he did Frog Juice, and he's got the Jubilee that just came out. And so Steve's just doing so much cool stuff and fun stuff out there. And I want to work and get some stuff with Steve this year. And we've talked over the last few months, and Dave Lafferty, we've talked. And so obviously I love what Dunbarton's doing, and Steve never stops. Every time I open my Facebook, it feels like Dunbarton's coming out with a new something. Yeah, I think he's doing a lot of cool stuff, and they're never boring. They're never boring. And I think at some point they'll probably get tired of doing all that and concentrate more on the regular production stuff. But even the regular production stuff they're doing, they're always releasing a variant of it or a new size, or they're always doing something. And I think you should.
You think that's by design, or you think they're just grabbing what's available?
No, I think it's by design. I think they're seeing that market share for it because there are the big companies out there that don't do anything new. They just are. They just say, these are our cigars, and that's what we do, and here you go. Maybe we come out with a new one every few years, and maybe we don't. Or this one was out, we brought the size back. And I get it.
Fuente came out with the pinks.
They did the pinks. They did the Blood of the Bull this last year. They've done so many rare opuses recently that dropped, and you may see them, you may not see. And the Toy Maker series, which are really old opuses, they released in some cool boxes that we had on the website for like a minute. But Fuente is doing stuff all the time, which is unusual for that big of a company.
Right. Okay.
They're a big, like, I'll put it this way. Like Padron does like one thing a year.
Okay.
They do like their PCA release, which is usually a variant size of like the black. I call it like the PB 99, the PB whatever. And that's what they do. They don't have to do anything else because they're Padron. Nor do they probably want to do anything else. Like, Padron ain't doing barber poles and calibras and shit. Like,
they don't have to.
They don't have to. Nor do they want to. Could they get more people excited, and are younger smokers smoking Padron? Probably not. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Cigar nerds will seek out the rare Padron stuff because they see it pop up on Half Moon and other places like that. But I do think putting out new stuff and doing events and doing exciting things, Padron doesn't really do. They don't do events. Yeah. So I think they're going to miss some market share on that, and they'll probably figure that out in the next few years.
Okay.
I can see Padron in the next 5-10 years being like, hey, we got to hire a new head of sales. We got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. Because at some point, you're going to lose the guy that just shows up every week and buys a box of 2000s.
Maybe get a new blender.
I think it's all marketing, man. Like, it's all marketing. Marketing, and then you just got to give away some hats and some T-shirts.
Okay, so speaking of marketing, you'd mentioned you got the SPA coming up. PCA. Tell me a day in the life of Joe Pasquale at PCA.
All right, day at PCA. So if the trade show
keep it clean.
Trade show starts at 9. Roll out of bed at 8:25. Take a shower, throw on some deodorant, get to the trade show, grab your backpack, make sure it's empty because you're gonna put a bunch of stuff in it. Maybe you have a phone charger with you, like a battery pack or something like that for your phone. Throw on your badge. You're at the trade show. You walk in. Previously, you would be like, okay, normally a day for me is meetings the whole trade show. So it might be like 9 to 6. And they're usually in half-hour blocks. So at 9, I might be with Atawahe, and at 9:45, I might be with Fuente, and 10:30, I'm here. And then I don't really schedule a lunchtime, so maybe I grab a bite at the food court in the middle of the day. But at a booth at the trade show, and the booths are gorgeous. And you're going to see a lot of really cool trade show coverage on our channel this year. Is you go to the booth and you meet with your rep, and they walk you through what's new, what they're focusing on for the next year, and the next 12 months of the company. And they might have some new product coming out. Here's the deal. So all the companies have deals. Hey, you buy X, you get X. You hit this number, you get 1% off.
You place orders there too, right?
We do. Yeah, we do. And we say, oh, yeah, we definitely want boom, 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 boom. Plus, we also need some regular production stuff, some stuff that you had anyways, because we'll take advantage of the deal. And then maybe you're working with your rep. If your rep's local or in the Midwest region, you might say, hey, what's your Q2 look like? What's your August look like? We're trying to line up events. You're doing a little bit of everything. You're checking out the new stuff. You're putting orders in. You're trying to line up events. That's a normal meeting. And you're just then bullshitting as well. Kids are your friends. You're talking to them. And then
what's your method of bringing in a new cigar company?
So that's a little bit harder because the last few years, most of my trade show is filled with the companies we already deal with.
Okay.
We carry cigars from a lot of companies.
You got to check in with them because,
Right. And they're coming out with new stuff and exciting things too. So new company wise, that's when maybe I'm hearing stuff while I'm at the trade show about something new from company X I don't carry.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, I've heard a lot of people talk in the dinners and the after parties and things like that about this thing.
So there's after parties and dinners.
Yeah, and those are boring. So that Half Wheel and Dojo are the best news as well. So a lot of the companies, about the 2 weeks up to the trade show, they'll put out news for what's getting released and what companies are doing next.
Okay,
right. And so I'll go out there and I read all the articles and I go, oh, and I know in the back of my head what the next 3 to 4 companies I'm thinking about are.
Okay.
Anyways, all the time. Trust me, nobody knows more about what's happening than probably me and the guys on Half Wheel. I read everything. And when somebody calls me from company X, I already know who they are and what they have. So I'm already in the back of my head thinking, does that fit in our portfolio? Are people asking for it locally? Does it make sense? Just because I might think the cigar is great and I might think it's a really cool story, is that going to sell locally or online? It has to make sense. What's the price point? What's the blend? Does it compete with something already selling? There's all those factors, right? And does it have room? And can you give it the right space to grow?
Okay.
Putting 2 boxes on a shelf in the middle of a humidor isn't going to maybe do that company a service. Then do I have to hand sell that to every person that comes in? We have so many locations. It's a lot.
Okay.
It's not as easy just being like, yeah, we'll take 4 boxes and we'll throw them over here and everybody's going to buy them because your cigar is great. It just doesn't work that way. So there's a lot that goes into it. So yeah, most of it's meetings with companies we have and massaging those relationships and making sure we have what we want. And then usually in a year, I'm looking at 1 to 2 new companies, maybe of bringing in. And for those that come in,
does that mean you're dropping a couple companies?
No.
Okay.
But everybody has a finite amount of space, and
Right.
you might shrink down on some facings from a company you already carry. But like you just said, companies we already carry are coming out with new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if I went, I want to bring company X, or am I bringing the new line from company we already have a great relationship with and already established? Again, it's only so many square feet. So yeah, it's not easy. Now, what the nice thing is we have the website now, so you might see some stuff drop and do some fun stuff where we might have stuff that for a while might only be available on the website.
Okay.
Or it might be available at a few of our stores because we can't always find space everywhere. That's stuff that we have to discuss, but the website makes it to where we can put stuff out there that might not have to be on a shelf. That makes sense?
Web orders only.
For until it builds legs and we get it going.
Okay.
Those are possibilities.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all possible. If at the end of the day, if I believe in a company and I think the cigar is great, I'm going to find a way to bring it in. I'll say it to anybody out there. I talk to cigar companies all the time. If you have a great product and I believe in your company, we'll find a way to bring it in. That's just a fact.
Fair.
What we got, Kale?
We have James Davis said, who are some of your must visit booths at PCA?
Must visit. Must visit. I mean, I go straight to my guys at TAC because they all know me really well, and it's always fun, and they're always coming out with new stuff. So I like to see the new monster releases and other things they're doing. I do think, booth wise, the Placencia booth is always fun and hopping, and they have the Placencia booth and the Fuente booth make the best coffees. So you gotta go there first thing of the day. You gotta hit them up
Because you got up at 8:25.
yeah, you gotta hit them up. They're always doing a really good job with that. So Fuente and Placencia and they make really fun like coffee drinks and stuff like that too. So in the Placencia booth, sometimes they have live music, so that's always hopping. That's really cool.
And they make a really good cigar.
And the Fuente booth is probably the most impressive for the cases, the displays, just the art. Like the Fuente booth, just all overall is probably the coolest to see. I would say the Fuente booth for sure. Padron booth is gorgeous too. Gorgeous. Padron booth is really gorgeous.
That's where they talk a lot about the FDA.
Yeah.
And it seems like the talk has subsided a little bit.
Yeah, it has. And there are a state of means. The day before the trade show starts for us on Saturday, but they're the state of meetings and a lot of like learning stuff on that Friday where people talk to the industry, and you'll have some meetings like your state stuff they might meet on that Friday as well. So I talked to Glenn from Cigar Rights America last week on the phone. We'll try to set up like an Indiana thing at the trade show probably on that Friday. So anybody that's at the trade show from Indiana, we can meet and talk about
legislation
and what we want to get on the docket for next year. And then we'll probably set up another meeting shortly after in the state somewhere, probably Indianapolis area, where we all get together and say, hey, call to action, talk to legislators. This is what we're proposing for the year. Try to get our tobacco tax back to a reasonable amount. These are things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I had a hour phone call last week with the Cigar Rights America about getting stuff this year to get our taxes down, to save you guys in Indiana money and us money on cigars. Like, this is stuff that I'm not just on a podcast all the time talking about cigars and whiskey. This is stuff that I'm passionate about, and I think the state got it wrong last year when they jumped to the 30%.
Were you involved at all in the taking it from the Fed down to the local? They've changed rules, I guess, as far as cigar lounges in the city of Fort Wayne, and have you played any part of that? Or
I talked to I definitely talked to a few people about the Fort Wayne thing and was involved with that a bit, but other people ran with that one. The only one that I was actually really involved with last year was we got the mobile tobacco license thing passed for the state, where you buy a mobile tobacco license, and so it passed. It was like, if a guy came up to you and said, I want you to sell cigars have cigars at my wedding, the state would be like, can't do that. Your tobacco license is tied to your brick and mortar and your physical property is here. And we actually went through the process with the state and got them to pass a mobile tobacco law, which says, like, if you have your distributor's license, you could go somewhere and set up and sell and have cigars at an event outside of your brick and mortar. Yeah, actually, I was involved in that legislation.
When you say outside the brick and mortar, that means the parking lot.
Yeah, which, again,
you can sell cigars out in your parking lot.
You can do in the parking lot. You could do down
at
the way
guy's wedding,
at a brewery, at a wedding, or at a golf outing, all that other stuff. So it's a lot of bureaucracy. It's a lot of dumb stuff to get involved with. The main thing right now is for Indiana and other states. I know other states are working with the CRA right now too. The main thing for Indiana is going to be, finding out who your legislators are, who your representatives are, and telling them about, hey, like, we think the tobacco tax for Indiana needs to get back down to a reasonable amount, like some type of cap. 50 cents would be ideal. That keeps us competitive with, Michigan and states around us. And they think just because you raise taxes that you're bringing more revenue, not knowing that people are just going to buy online. So you're just actually hurting local businesses. You're actually getting probably less tax money in than you would have got the other way.
Okay.
So that's the argument to make, and that's the argument we'll try to make this year to get it hopefully changed.
So cigar lounges are going to be a thing.
In Fort Wayne, the lounges are going to be a thing now.
Okay.
What we're trying to really do is just the tax.
Okay.
Just get the tax down to a reasonable amount. You know,
Sure.
we're paying 30% tobacco tax right now,
Okay.
which is insane. Way too high.
I agree.
It's way too high.
Says the guy smoking a cigar.
Right, but it's just too high. And people that smoke cigars all the time, I don't blame them. You know, again, our website has crazy good deals all the time. Our 20% off boxes all the time is a great deal to keep us competitive. But not everybody in the state does that. And I realize that. So for other people in the state to keep their lights on and stay competitive, we have to come up with a reasonable cap. We just have to.
Okay.
So I'll be working on that this year with Glenn at the CRA and Peter Worth from Perdomo, or formerly Perdomo. He owns Golden Leaf over in Hobart now. He was on the call with me last week. So Peter and I are supposed to drive this tobacco tax thing forward and knock on doors, I guess. I don't know. So we're going to work on that
Okay.
in my spare time. Anything out there from the audience?
In your spare
In
time.
my spare time.
Let's see here. A question from or Alan Martin came on and said, every Scotch I've tried lately in a single malt, I haven't had anything peaty, but I'd like to try one just to see what it would be like. What would you suggest to try that's a peaty style, maybe not too strong to start with?
This guy, the Nick Offerman Lagavulins. It's an 11-year, and Nick Offerman, everybody knows Nick Offerman, and he partnered with Lagavulin, and each year he comes out with a special Scotch aged in a particular barrel. Now, Lagavulin is a peated Scotch, plenty of peat in Lagavulin, but that particular bottle, the rum cask finish, really brings out a great sweetness. It's a wonderful, wonderful peated malt. I mean, that would be a guess of mine, just trying my first peated malt. I would say like a mild peat, but you know, there are mildly peated scotches. Campbellton, Springbank makes a mildly peated scotch. You could go there. They're a little pricey. The Campbellton whiskeys, the Springbank, I think is what it is. So if it says lightly peated, there's your first hint, you know, your first go-to. But I like my peat personally. I like a sweet end of it on there. Okay, like the Talisker Sherry Cask, the Distiller's Edition.
Yeah,
is you've got that sweetness and the smoke on it, and I think it's a wonderful balance the way they've mixed that together. So that's what I would go with, that Lagavulin 11 in that rum cask finish.
Okay. And let's get to our little tasting here for a second before we get too far gone. We've already gone for like an hour now.
And we really?
We have.
Okay.
So what do we have here, John? We have a little.
This is called
dram.
Oh, it's the Wee Witchy
Wee
from
Witchy.
Mortlock. It's a 12-year single malt.
Okay.
It is a Speyside malt, some kind of special stills. Slange.
Lunch.
To your health.
Huh.
Yeah, it's got a little spice on it.
Sure.
Speyside is known to be a little spicy.
Yeah.
On there, and it's a little sweet on the back end, like a good Scotch. Barley is a sweet, you know. Barley is your grain on Scotches, and they just seem to be sweeter than rye and corn. I mean, corn can be sweet, maybe overly sweet, but barley's just a very subtle sweetness to it.
And for everybody out there, again, everybody's going to ask how they get involved and win stuff. I'm going to announce here in a second who won the giveaway from last week. Sharing this video, and every time you share any of our videos, make sure you comment that you shared. That way we know that you shared it, because I know for privacy settings and things like that out there on YouTube and Facebook, it doesn't always show me. So if you share this video, make sure you comment, I shared it. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. I can tell that. And give me a comment to say you subscribe, because again, privacy settings between YouTube, I don't always be able to tell. And then again, ask us a question. Any questions, they're going to get you an entry as well. The next giveaway we're going to do in our next episode, I'm not sure if we're going to do it next weekend because we have the event on Friday. But whenever we do our next episode, we are going to give away a $100 gift card to a viewer out there. So someone's going to win a $100 digital gift card to use on the website or in store. That's be our next prize. Our winner from last week, from people that shared and commented out there, is actually, I think he's still on with us, hopefully, is actually Mr. Alan Martin. So Alan Martin won from our last episode. Alan is going to win the La Roma de Cuba ashtray, the rocks glasses, the 3-pack, and the really cool La Roma de Cuba lighter. So I will talk to Alan and figure out where he wants to get his prize this week. Yeah. So Alan, congrats on winning that. And again, everybody out there, the next prize is going to be the $100 gift card to use at Copper Canyon. So congrats, Alan.
Yay. We're doing a wee dram here.
Wee dram. Little taste.
We're being monitored.
Next up is the Dalmore 12. So the Dalmore 12, again, we're just doing.
That's one of your go-tos, one of your faves. Why don't you talk that up a little bit?
It's just so solid. Remember Bob Gager and I talked years ago about, if you were going to drink one distillery for the rest of your life.
Sure.
I think Balvenie and Dalmore were up there just because of the uniqueness, the fun stuff you can find. We've drank the Dalmore cigar malt many a time.
Yes.
Is it worth the price? Probably not.
Yeah.
Is it a cool whiskey to grab if you want to hang out with your friends and show them a cool thing that says cigar malt on it? Sure.
Marketing.
It is.
Because I have never, I can't say that it has made my cigar different, than any other Scotch out there.
Sure.
I mean, Scotch and a distilled spirit is great because they designed that to go with a cigar. I don't know. Cigar palates are so varied, right? So, you got a guy that smokes Connecticut's, right? And you got guys that smoke 601s, just.
And that's, and again, we talk about, we can talk about pairings for a second here, but pairings, we always say, again, drink what you drink.
Yeah.
Smoke what you smoke. I wouldn't smoke anything extra spicy with like a peaty Scotch because they're going to fight each other. And
yes, exactly.
It is what it is. But the Dalmore 12 is going to pair with anything you smoke.
I think so. I agree.
If you have a Connecticut or a shade grown, sun grown, Habano, Maduro, Mexican San Andreas, across the board broadleaf, it's going to hit that. And again,
it's a sweet Scotch.
Kale, what do we got from the audience before we get into one more thing about Scotch?
We got Alan Martin came on and said, "Hail to the yeah, you guys rock." Thanks, man.
Oh yeah, you rock, Alan. Thanks for being out here with us, man. So the cool about Scotch, talk about ice and water and Scotch for a second, because people, we drink most of our whiskey neat, but there's something said for adding a little bit of water or a little bit of ice to any Scotch.
So if you think about it, it goes from a copper pot still, all right, into a cask, and it's aged, all right? And it's going to sit there for however long. And then it's going to go right into a bottle, okay? And so you take it and you taste it, and it's so condensed. And so by just taking a drop is all you need, and it opens up so many more subtle flavors. And you can do that on any Scotch. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be a high ABV Scotch, although that's kind of recommended because they're starting, the Scotches now are going down the bourbon line and making stuff at 100 proof, 120, and if that's your jam, go for it.
Sure.
But just putting that little drop in there really does open things up.
It does. And we talked about it.
And to interrupt,
you're good.
The next dram, if you didn't like it, taste it neat, put a drop in. If it wasn't my jam, well, then that's what the next dram is for.
So that's the thing. Like it's like the retrohaling of whiskey. When you retrohale a cigar and you breathe out through your nose, you get so many more flavors. You put a little bit of water and it opens up that whiskey.
Yeah.
You get a lot more flavor and a lot more going on. So we always suggest try it neat first.
Yep.
And then put a little bit of water in it, and it opens it up.
This is like a creamsicle.
And yeah,
it's so good.
Dalmore 12 is so good.
This is so good.
It's a delightful whiskey. It's my record. If you want to grab a great Scotch, sub $100, sub $80.
Yeah.
More 12 for me. And they have the sherry cask out there. They have the 15. I'd still buy the 12. Personally, just for price point and quality. The cigar malt, cool. If you can find a deal on it, grab it.
Instead, buy 2 of the 12.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, right now you could buy 3 of those.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, almost. I think I saw the cigar malt like 150, and that's in town for like
The difference between these two, this was so spicy
I know
on the lips.
that's
It
so
made your
smooth.
lips tingle. And this is just like a creamsicle.
Also,
I mean, it's great.
Also, this cigar is really good.
It is. Look at that. I had to tend it a little bit one time, but
Yeah,
good smoke.
This is
Good solid
this is
smoke.
the fire from the 2-pack. It's out there at St. Joe right now. It'll be the new release. I don't know what's going to be called from Drew Estate when they drop it in April, but it's definitely traditional. It's definitely medium, maybe pushing medium plus, but it's probably medium, I would think.
Rex, call it the Rungy.
There you go.
He'll get a kick out of that.
I'm a fan. I like box press cigars. I like this cigar. It's really good. I mean, the final third of this has been really, really enjoyable too. It's really good.
Little spice up front.
Yeah.
And then smoothed out. And I'm starting to pick up a little spice towards the end.
Yeah.
The final third.
It's really good. Again, so this is
Do you know the construction of this, or was that top secret too?
It's all top secret.
Oh man.
Top
Okay.
secret. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't think it's Habano. I think it's sun-grown.
Really?
I think it's sun-grown. And that's just my palate. I think it's sun-grown, but if they come out and say it's
Connecticut broadleaf is
it's not dark enough.
not dark enough.
No, it's not dark enough. It's not definitely not broadleaf. It's Habano or sun-grown. If they come out and say it's Corojo, they'll say, wow. I don't think it's Corojo. But it's really good. So again, the Fire and Ice pack, the 2-pack, it's at St. Joe right now. It'll be everywhere on Monday.
You think Rex knows?
Oh, he knows.
He knows?
Oh, he 100% knows. I've been bugging him for a month. Tell me what it is. He won't.
What is it? What is it?
What is it? He won't.
Rex, call in, man. Spill the beans.
Yeah. So he knows. But I think it's a good idea what Drew Estate's doing now. The Freestyle Live packs, what they were doing before for the unreleased cigars. I think everybody's got enough swag and random stuff anyways. So to do a 2-pack and go, it's $12
Yeah.
for 2 cigars. And that's going to be our new upcoming stuff. I think it's brilliant. Great marketing. Like, now, again, can every cigar company do that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. And here's why I don't know about that.
Okay.
Because I'm smoking this cigar for $6.
You're like,
and I'm going to see it on the shelf for 10 or whatever, right? I'm going to go, really? Come on, man.
I can see that. I go the other way.
And Joe, when you get at price points,
I know.
And every dollar's got a purpose in life, right? And $10, $12, it's a great stick at 10, it's a great stick at 6,
It's also unrealistic by you because no one's going to release a $6 cigar anymore. Unless you're Tadawai.
Yeah.
A new cigar is not going to be $6. You're just hoping anymore it's under 15.
Yeah.
Like, you just
oh my
are.
God. Yeah.
Really, you are. That's where we're at now.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Like, if there's a new cigar that comes out, again, the Perdomo, the father and son, I saw, they're doing an Ellie of the Legacy, and they're doing this, one size limited release. I'm reading the whole article, and I'm just waiting. I'm getting down to the MSRP, and I'm in my back of my head, I'm thinking like probably 24, $22, whatever it is. And like, MSRP 15. It's like, oh, that's good. $15 for a limited release Perdomo, like that.
Yeah.
That's great. Like that. I mean, again, that's where we're at now.
But for a lot of people, at the end of the day, you're just smoking a cigar.
Right.
It's great. I'm going to enjoy that.
And
is it worth the extra $5-6?
Throw back to last weekend, Mike Rosales when he was on, and the reason I think RoboCrafts is one of my favorite companies in the industry because all their core stuff is in that $9 to $13 range. And when they released the Volstead line a few years ago, their new line came in and it was $7 to $10.
Yeah,
and it's great. It punches way above his
and
weight.
They can't control state taxes and all of that.
Nobody can.
Yeah,
they can just release stuff where it's at. And again, we got the Volstead stuff on the website right now. You're going to see the prices out there, but the Volstead stuff is so reasonably priced for how good it is. And I think the phrase that Mike said was, when I look at how much somebody spends on a cigar, what a guy makes, you know, you're buying one of my cigars, and that's like a half an hour of your work week you're
Mhm.
putting in. So I'm going to try to make something that's worth
that time.
That time. And I know that resonated with a lot of our customers, a lot of our people. And when Mike said that, I went, oh yeah, like, that's. And he's like, I want people to go. I would pay more, or I would appreciate that you guys do that. So again, people have to make stuff, and they have to keep the lights on.
Mhm.
So whatever stuff's priced at, it's priced at.
As compared to this guy.
I mean, that stuff's expensive too. Our prices are really low. Yeah, the Opus stuff. Yeah, the Opus stuff is expensive, and there is a market for that as well.
Yeah,
bourbon, Scotch, and cigars. Like there is the premium and the premiums. Where if you're gonna let stuff sit for 10 to 15 to 20 years and then finally put it out to the market, that's got to make sense for your company with bourbon, Scotch, and cigars, and the value has to be there. Opus X has always been there. If you smoke an Opus X, it hits different. It just does. It's not your average $10 cigar. And we did our whole episode about anejos, the reason we love anejos as well.
Yeah.
But the Opus X stuff is fantastic. The regular production Fuente stuff, fantastic. But there's a market for everything. There's a reason for everything. And I guarantee the cigar we're smoking right now is going to hit in that $10 to $13 price point if I had to guess, with probably multiple sizes. And we'll go from there. All right. Another dram. We'll talk about some more Scotch. Again, March Madness pool is out there. Join it. The link is in the comments. If you go scroll back up in the comments.
I spilled.
If you go back out and do I did a Facebook post tonight onto our Facebook page. So you can click the link on there. You can join the CBS pool. Again, March Madness. The bracket comes out tomorrow night. And if you join, pick your bracket. When it comes out, whoever wins our March Madness pool, you're going to get a $500 gift card.
Boom.
$500. You can buy so many Volsteads, so many, whatever you want. You could buy, if I do the math here, that's at least, you could buy 5 boxes of the Series P100.
Yeah. You got a couple of boxes of Perdomos.
Oh, 100%.
You know, right?
12-year, 20th,
with
whatever
the
you want.
discounts and everything. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So you can use that. But again,
I could get 2 boxes of the Reserve Añejo Reserve from Fuente for that. So, yeah.
And again, it expires tomorrow. Spring 26 is out there. So Spring 26 does get you for another, I think it expires tomorrow night. So a little over 24 hours. Gets you 26% off almost everything on the website. So take advantage of it. It's going to be gone. And you go, oh, why didn't I buy that box I wanted to buy? It's also on, it's pretty much on everything. So there's even like 5-packs and samplers out there. There's 5 packs from Throne. There's some My Father and La Romana Cuba and Drew Estate Humi packs out there, Hoy de Nicaragua Humi packs. So you could grab like a 10-count box and a 5-pack from somebody and still get 26% off everything.
I was pleasantly surprised with the La Aromas that I picked up at your event. I'm a San Cristobal guy,
well,
as you know.
They're all made at My Father.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Right. Good body to them. Great burn. That box I picked up was really good. Thank you.
And Calvin's here for that event. That event we did last week was awesome. And we
one of the most best dressed cigar reps.
He always looks really good.
Yeah, he does. He's put together.
Yeah. I will maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I ever get to the point in my life I'm wearing like suits and big events. Probably not. It's probably just
hey, I gotta give credit to our man Nate Carden. That man shows up dressed. I saw him on the podcast here. Shout out. Nate, I hope you're doing well. Reach out sometime. You know, he's an Army buddy, Army vet good buddy. Hope he's doing well. I'm sure he's busy.
I hung out with him yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah. We just talked shop and talked the brand. And in the very near future, next 30 days, we'll be bringing the 30th line into the Copper Canyon. So we're just trying to plan that out because as we talked earlier, you gotta find space.
Sure.
So that's always, that's probably 50% of my job at this point. Is like, yes, we want to bring this in. Where do we put it? So
how do you, as a business model, you got buy one, get ones all over the place.
Yes.
What is your decision? Can you elaborate on that at all?
I mean, for us, just any of the buy one, get ones, which again, they still might be great cigars. It's just something that maybe wasn't selling well at those locations. We're trying to highlight it.
Yeah.
To build it up a bit and see what the feedback is on something like that. So I know we had some Perla Del Maris and some Hoya stuff in the stores that buy
The
one get
Ashton
one.
VSGs.
And it was
Oh,
well,
my.
it was the Pegasus size for some reason. That one size of all the other Ashtons
Yeah.
at that location like wasn't selling, and so
Oh.
those are ones where hey, let's bump this up. We'll move this over here. We'll find space for something else. We'll try this out. But then every time you have a huge humidor, something's not going to sell.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes that way. So we're always just looking to mid max stuff.
Yeah.
Bring stuff in and get new stuff.
But that was a $20 cigar.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and
I know.
you know, to buy one, get one, it was like, give me those.
I know. And it just happens. Like
Yeah.
no matter the size of your humidor, there's gonna be stuff that sells better than other stuff. You got stuff you go, hey, well, people here at this location didn't care about that. So
Yeah.
let's try something else. We just brought in at 3 or 4 of our locations, we just brought foundation back in.
Okay.
So, Tabernacles, Olmecs, Charter Oaks,
Can I make
Wise Bands.
a personal request?
Please.
Meet Carita.
That's Dunbarton. We talked about that earlier.
Okay.
So we're talking to Dunbarton this year.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll see. There's still some Meat Carita Reds sitting at West Jeff right now.
So now, Meet Carita, Matt Neubauer enlightened me. The meaning of Meet Carita.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you know? Okay.
I got
You enlightened him?
yeah. Steve
Okay.
Stockett told me the whole story.
Okay.
Yeah, great cigar. Again, Saka and Nick. So again, before we get into the Scotch, really quick. So Nick Moelo and Steve Saka. Steve Saka was vice president at Drew Estate, and Nick Moelo was the master blender at Drew Estate. And those were the guys that created the Liga Privada years ago.
Okay.
And then they left Drew Estate and started their own companies. Nick Moelo started Foundation. Steve Saka started Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. And in their first year or so being a brand, Nick created the Tabernacle, which is like his version of La Liga. And Steve created the Mi Querida, which was his version of Liga Privada. Both Nicaraguan, Connecticut broadleafs
Okay.
to be their own ligas. So if you're a fan of Liga Privada and you find a Tabernacle or a Mi Querida somewhere at a store, you will like those.
Okay.
They're broadleafs out of Nicaragua. They do great stuff. And so Steve and Nick now on their own companies are doing great stuff out there outside Drew Estate.
All right.
So I tell guys that are big Drew Estate guys, oh, you like Drew Estate? Yeah, I love Ligas. They got Foundation. And we have Foundation stuff on the website. So the Charter Oak broadleaf, which again, we have the Pasquale size in stock right now. It's with an E at the end, not an I. 12 count box, little Corona, just amazing. And he named it after his grandfather, whose first
Okay.
name was Pasquale.
Ah,
Yeah. And Steve's got the Mi Querida stuff. So we are going to bring in Dunbarton this year at some point. We had them years ago. For me, we'll definitely bring them back in this year at some point. But we do have Foundation back in, which I'm really excited about. So I think Nick Moelo at Foundation is making great cigars. He always has been. I'm happy that we have them in stock at stores and they're on the website as well. So Olmecs, Charter Oak, broadleafs, the Wise Man Maduro and the Wise Man Corojo are out there. It's on the website.
awesome.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Let's go to the king of scotches.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's Macallan.
Yes.
What year is this?
I think this is 12, but it's a double cask. So it'll be American oak and French oak,
Okay.
I believe are the two casks on that. I call it the king of scotches because if you look at the price points on Macallan's, okay, and I think they're the only distillery that their warehouses are underground.
Okay.
They're all covered, which is kind of cool. I don't know if because a lot of the distilleries have where it's exposed to the salt air and exposed to this and that.
Yeah.
This is all very consistent, and it's just one of the smoothest,
It is.
well-rounded scotches. You just can't go wrong.
No. No, you can't. It's always good.
Oh,
I know. The hardest thing for
a
both.
Highland malt, by the way.
Yeah, the hardest thing for both of us with Macallan is always just the price point.
Yeah.
And like we love Macallan. Macallan, if I had to equate Macallan to cigars, it would be like again, I'm not throwing shade at anybody, but it's like it's Padron or Fuente or those like
Yeah.
cornerstone companies where you go, hey, if it has this name in front of it,
You know.
it's great. It's also going to be a little bit more expensive than you think.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it just is
Yeah.
because it has that company behind it. And people go, or it's the box that you see that's got the hinges and the fancy stuff,
Yeah.
and like whatever you go, oh, that's got to be expensive because that box wasn't cheap. That's Macallan.
Yes.
Like, am I always going to pick up Macallan? No. Is it great? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But could I find a better scotch $40 cheaper or one I like as much? Probably.
You would avoid that because you'd go to an Ardbeg 10.
Sure.
Every day.
Or again, Dalmore or Balvenie or a lot of other things.
Right.
Yeah. Really for that. What do you got, Kale?
We have Michael Baranda came on and said, show offs.
Show off. Michael Baranda has more whiskey.
Well, the first thing I will say to Mr. Baranda is you need to be sitting in this seat talking about bourbon.
I asked, he was busy. He was busy last weekend, and I did tell Mike I'd love to have him here talking about bourbon soon, and we will. We'll have Baranda. Michael Baranda is our resident bourbon expert.
Yes.
He just is. And for what I talk about with cigars, he's that way with bourbon. So we'll have him on for a full fun bourbon episode soon, and we'll get really nerdy about bourbon with him. So we'll definitely have Michael on soon.
He knows about the industry.
Yeah.
And he can talk at length about the unicorns out there and the price points on unicorns.
Well, besides that, on the brand
all
production
that
stuff, he'll talk about blends and mashes and,
Yeah.
and stuff just like we talk about cigars. Oh, it's this Lajero broadleaf, blah, blah. He
Yeah.
does that with bourbon.
Yeah.
And he does a great job with it. So we'll definitely have Mike on soon to talk that. Again, the Macallan's really, really good. Let's get to we'll talk about the Talisker here whenever you're ready. We'll talk about Talisker.
I'm not ready yet.
You're good. Take your time. And again, everybody out there, Alan Martin won the La Roma de Cuba giveaway. So the next giveaway we have, again, share and comment on here and look for more stuff this week. We're going to do a couple other videos this week leading up to the Drew Estate event. Again, the Drew Estate event Friday at St. Joe. If you be there, great. Show up, buy your stuff, get your free items. The Drew Estate event's going to be awesome. We're having a great time at St. Joe. Friday night kicks off at 5 o'clock, so be there at our St. Joe location. If you can't be there, we will have an event page on the website where you can come in and buy your boxes online and still get your free goods. So even if you can't make it, you can buy a box and get your free stuff. You can buy 2 boxes and get everything. There's going to be very limited allocation. So it is kind of first come, first serve. They have these really cool jars, ceramic jars. Yep, we got up on the picture. It's on the very right of that picture there. So those jars, you'll be like, ooh. That's right. Jars, that middle thing right there, that's a cutter. It's one of the a circle cutter in the picture there. So you can get that, and you have the travel case as well. So you buy multiple boxes, you get everything on there. You get the travel case, the cutter, and the jar. Again, it's limited. So if you know you want all that stuff, get there at 5 and buy stuff at the location, or get online first thing and buy that stuff at 5 o'clock. So we'll set it aside for you. Make sure you get it shipped to you on Monday. So get all your stuff.
Back to the Rob Roy.
Oh, okay.
Rob Roy was a person.
Yeah.
Rob Roy McGregor. Born in the late 1700s. Was an outlaw. He was a cattleman in Scotland in the Highlands. And guarded other people's cattle, did the cattle trade, made a deal with some English duke that headed south, and he was prosecuted. An outlaw, okay? He was a Jacobite, which if you look at Scottish history, the Jacobites wanted to install their own king instead of the King of England. They wanted Bonnie Prince Charles as the king. Now, he was later pardoned for his alleged crimes. And so he was a real guy. And if you are interested in that story, there's a movie called Rob Roy. Came out in 1995, got Liam Neeson in it as Rob Roy. Okay, so if you got time and want to catch the movie, it's I don't think there's any scotch in it, but it's definitely a good flick. So check it out.
There you go. All right.
He's a real guy. So we're going to do the Talisker Distillers Edition.
All right.
Now, there's a company called Diageo.
Where are they from?
The classic malts, all right? Taliskers from the Isle of Skye, which is an island, all right? So it falls in the island region. But this is aged 10 years in a sherry cask. And they come out with it every year. And the nice thing, this is a peated scotch, smoky, but the sherry cask really brings out a sweetness in it that is very, very enjoyable.
And also, in your 1.5 ounce pour here, 0 carbohydrates.
God bless the scotch.
There you go. Yeah, 0 carbohydrates. Thanks for putting that on there.
0 carbs.
Zero
Yeah.
carbs. Yeah.
Slanjavar.
Oh, you watch any soccer today?
Are you talking about the Arsenal victory? Here we go.
We're not gonna go down the whole rabbit hole. I just want to ask you, watch the game. They won what, 2-0 today?
They did.
2-0.
In the final.
And
in the final minutes, man.
That's the last goal isn't there, but
And they have like a 9-point spread over
Yeah.
Man City,
yeah, City
who
drew
tied with
Yeah.
Drew.
at West Ham. That's a bad draw.
Hey,
I
you know,
I know.
West Ham's hungry. I mean, they got to keep out of relegation.
No, they've played well. We both think it'd be so funny if Spurs got relegated this year, right?
My God, that's like the sign of the apocalypse.
They might.
That's a $5 billion club that's going to play in the league down.
the championship.
That's like telling the New York Yankees you're playing AAA ball, bro.
I think Spurs,
mean-
the way they're playing, and again, I've watched a lot of YouTube and podcast stuff on Spurs this week because I like to drink in when those teams are miserable.
Well, the memes are all over.
They're
Oh my
great.
God.
They're
And they're
great.
brutal.
They are brutal, and they deserve to be. That team has played awful for
Yeah.
2.5 months, but absolutely awful. They could easily get relegated.
Yep.
It's not like a few months
If
ago.
they don't win tomorrow,
Ugh,
I mean, people are going to be losing their minds.
they have to fire Tudor, right?
But at this point, you bring in another interim,
I would.
you know.
I would. Like, you have to fire the current guy to just try to stay up at this point. Yeah, they haven't won a match.
Look, I'm an Arsenal fan.
I know.
I'm kind of digging on it.
That's pretty funny.
That's kind of like the ultimate. Their stadiums are like a mile apart, you know?
Yeah, they are. And also, I mean, probably not a lot of soccer people out there. We're enjoying it. It's funny. The way he described it, it's a really, really big club in England. Big club. They built one of the most gorgeous new stadiums a few years ago in London. They're a London club. So much money.
What about 60,000 people in that stadium?
Yeah, and it's huge. And it's
Yeah.
brand new. City of the
Yeah.
art. And the team this year has been so bad that they might get relegated to the second tier of England and get sent down. And again, what about memes all day? One of the funniest memes I saw was, hey, this won't hit as hard until we have the stadium we're playing in League One.
Oh,
They won't. That won't happen. But they're going to be fighting for their lives the rest of the year. And that's why, when we've talked about in previous podcasts, that why English soccer is so fun. Those guys that finish in the bottom 3 of the top tier get sent down to the other tier, and then they have to work their way back up. So it's a ladder system in soccer in Europe. And it's a lot of fun. It's going to make the next 2 months a lot of fun because it looks like at this point Arsenal probably have the league wrapped up. Arsenal should win the league unless
don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm going to say it.
You ain't got it till you got it.
Well, I don't care. And unless they have a massive collapse, the bottom of the table is a lot of fun. You have about 6 teams fighting for their lives right now, which makes it a lot of fun.
Well, when you change leagues, the amount of money is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, the balloon up.
Millions and millions of dollars that you're not going to get. All right.
Yeah.
A team that moves up, it's a huge payday
It
that
is.
they can invest in themselves and better players and everything.
Yeah.
Now, have you been following Wrexham?
Yeah, they just won this weekend. Yeah.
I mean,
Beat Swansea. 2-0.
they showed their payroll
Yeah.
signings, okay? 2.7, 3.7 millions, you know. These guys, 4 years ago, their players had part-time jobs,
I know.
okay?
they
I
weren't-
mean, they were one step,
Yeah, they weren't a league team yet, and so it's huge. It's every year, and they got promoted the last 3 years. If they get promoted the 4th year in a row, that would be never happened before.
right.
Never before. So we're both.
I'd say they could make a documentary about that, but
Oh,
I think they have.
they already have. It's out there. So yeah, Wrexham's that team that And Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney are owners of them. They're American guys, but they're owners in that team. And it's fun. Even if you're not into soccer, the Welcome to Wrexham
On
series,
Hulu.
Hulu FX series.
Watch it. It's there's some parts of the series that they talk about Wales and this and that. And
What makes you love the city? It makes you love the country.
yeah,
it does. And if you're not even a soccer guy, watch Welcome to Wrexham because it's so cool to see the dynamic and why that team means so much for that whole community. And my wife and I watched it, and we both fell in love. And you watched it, and all of our friends watched it, and we all became like instant Wrexham fans. We're like,
yeah.
You root for Arsenal, I root for Villa, but we both root for Wrexham.
How can your team be that high in the standings playing the way they are?
We're well, because we played so well for the first half of the year, and then we've played so shit for the last 50 days. And I can again.
So Wales is a country.
Yes.
Wales, people think England and Scotland. Yeah. But then there's Wales.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Wales is a country, and they'll be sure to tell you that they're a separate country from England. There's no love lost between the two.
Right.
Well,
it's funny too, because you have two, call them big clubs now. Like they beat Swansea.
Mm.
Swansea is like the other Wales club.
Yeah.
That's been in the Prem.
That was today, right?
Yeah. Yesterday.
Yesterday?
It might have been today. Maybe yesterday. Anyways, it was the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
They beat Swansea 2-0, and that's a big result for them because it looks at this point they're going to be in the top 6. So they're going to be in the playoff, and they're going to be there. I did see next year, and we're going to kill in comments out there. Next year, they're going to change the format of the playoff for championship.
Really?
It's still going to be 1 and 2 go up, but then I think they're going to go like 3 to 8.
Oh, a tournament.
It's going to go 3 to 8, where like 8 plays 5, 6 plays 7, and then the winners of those games play like 3 and 4. To where like 3 and 4.
They're not going to do it.
3 and 4.
They're not going to bracket it based on position.
3 and 4 get a bye, where then like 8 plays whatever, like 6 plays 7.
Okay.
8 plays 5, 6 plays 7.
So basically, 1 seed plays the lowest seed.
It just gets 2 more teams involved. Instead of the top 6, will be top 8.
So if you get hot at the end, boom, there you are.
I mean, at that point, you have a 30% chance of at least getting into the playoff.
Right.
It'll be 8 of the 24 teams at least have a chance of going up.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be more fun.
That'll be exciting.
I know. Kill, what's out there from the community? Anything out there?
We had Michael Miranda come on again and say, yep, bourbon guy here, watching you guys talk about scotch while drinking Irish whiskey.
Which Irish whiskey?
Irish
I'm going to take a guess. I would say he's drinking Redbreast 12.
Probably. So he said he's drinking Irish whiskey right now? Did it say Patty's Day weekend, sort of?
Yep.
Probably Redbreast 12.
I picked that. You pick one.
I would yellow spot or green spot.
There you go.
Spot. I mean, for most of us that drink Irish whiskey,
so now we wait.
Bourbon, it's either a spot or it's Redbreast. Probably.
So, Bayside Scotches draw their water from where?
Bayside Scotches draw their water from where? The ocean.
No. The River Spey.
Oh, well, that's too easy.
That was too easy.
River Spey, really?
In order for Scotch to be called Scotch, where must it be made?
Scotland.
How long does a Scotch have to sit in the barrel? Thank you.
3 years,
Okay.
yep.
All right.
3 years. Again, if you're out there, if you don't like Scotch, you haven't tried Scotch, there's some really great Scotches to try, and you can comment or ask questions. We respond to most of these things. So even if you watch this video next week or in a future week, ask us questions. We respond and let us know, because we're always here for pairings. There's never the right drink or whatever you're smoking, but you always have to have a drink. It might be water, it might be flavored water, it might be coffee, it might be soda, it might be pop, it might be anything like that. There's always the right pairing for everyone to have. But again, drink what you drink. But there is some fun stuff that definitely makes the cigar smoking experience better. And so,
What do you think of that?
It's great. Talisker awesome. And I think anything with sugar is always good too. It just is. So like Mexican Coke, Dr. Pepper, root beer, always great pairing. We love coffee and cigars. We both
Who
love
was
coffee
it
and
that
cigars.
said chocolate milk?
Yeah, like there's a lot of guys that'll drink like Yoo-Hoo and stuff, like
Yeah.
milk cigars. It's still a good pairing, like it just is.
If it's your jam, it's your jam.
Exactly.
Nestle quick.
Yeah, it just is. So
Yeah.
it's never gonna pair badly if you have some with sugar, a little bit of sweetness as well, especially with a spicy cigar. If you go, it's like the sweet and salty whole thing, right?
Mhm.
Like if you have like a spicier cigar, you have something sweet that you're having. Like that's why old fashions and those classic cocktails have a little sweetness to them.
Yeah.
Like the Rob Roy goes so good with cigars because you do get thirstier when you smoke a cigar. So having that sweet cocktail or that sweeter drink, you'll just enjoy it.
The cigar brings out the saliva,
Oh, it does, yeah.
and you want something to quench it.
Yes, 100%. You get thirsty. You lit up the Series P.
I am. I did.
Honduras. I'll lay one up too. So again, these are on the website. It's been probably our hottest cigar of the last 14 days. Not because it's cheap. Well, kind of because it's cheap. The Series P Honduras from Tatawahi. It's out there on the website. Robusto and Toro. It's out of the My Father factory in Honduras, and it's the second cigar they put out. So they did the My Father Blue, and they did this, and it's stellar. And again, the Robusto box normal price I think is $79.99 for a box of Robustos. With the Spring 26 discount, it's a little bit less than that. It's like 72 something, which is for 20 cigars. It's absolutely dumb.
Everybody wants an affordable cigar that tastes great, and if they have to walk away from it, they got to walk away from it.
I know.
All right, so golf course, it's an everyday smoke that satisfies.
Yeah, I mean, this will be probably the sixth one I've smoked this week of this because they're always.
Yeah, I'm right up there with you, bro.
I bought 2 boxes a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago, and I just have them with me, and I've handed a lot out to customers at local shops because I said, "Hey, you haven't tried this yet? Smoke it."
Mhm.
And it just like Mike Rosales talked about last week with Romacraft, it punches above its weight.
Mhm.
This cigar is great. It's really, really good, and yeah,
Great. It's not a pork loin, but
all right. Nothing's pork line. What's out there, Michael? And we'll do our last pour here.
Yep. Michael came on and said, I'm no high roller like you big dogs, tealing with the ND logo.
ND logo. So he's got his Notre Dame.
he's got his Notre Dame Irish
whiskey.
whiskey.
There you go.
That's classic.
Oh, good for him.
Shows you what we know about Michael.
Yeah. I've been too obvious.
Now, this pour, this is the Lagavulin 11 Nick Offerman edition.
Which
and-
which Nick Offerman edition?
This is the 4th year.
Okay.
I don't know what the first year was. The second year was the Guinness cask,
Yep.
which was like trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they did the heavy charred bourbon.
Yep.
And then they did the rum cask on this. And if you're interested, if you go on YouTube, if you ever want something to watch, Nick Offerman Fireplace.
Yep.
It's like 11 hours. I won't say anything else about it. Just put that on. It's great to have in the background at a party. All right. And even the commercials he's done for Lagavulin are great.
Yeah.
And everybody knows who Nick Offerman is. And he's been a Scotch drinker. Yeah, his dad turned him on to it. And he's been a Scotch drinker. And he partnered with Lagavulin. And they've come up with some just awesome scotches.
No, they do. They do a really good job. And again, the releases that they've done have been so fun. This is a really cool Scotch. It's definitely the peatiest thing that we've had today, but it's still smooth.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit burn at the end, a little bit of burn,
Yeah.
but not much. A little bit of burn. And again, we just left this Honduras. Tell you why it pairs great because you got this medium-bodied Honduran cigar, which again, it's light enough to let the Scotch speak to it. Or even if you want to pair this with a spicy or meatier bourbon, it's going to be really, really cool with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is it's a cigar and a pairing to where you can have a lot of fun with it. And again, congrats to Alan Martin. Alan, you're going to get the giveaway for La Roma Cuba tonight. Anybody else out there, if you share and comment on this video, we're going to give away a $100 gift card on the next episode as well. And this week we're going to do a lot of their fun stuff. We have the Drew Estate event on Friday, online and in store. And we have some more stuff from the audience. What's out there?
Yeah, Alan, speaking of El Diablo, just came on and said, what is your personal favorite scotch and cigar pairing?
All right, I'll do my personal and they'll do Rungies. My personal favorite scotch and cigar pairing will say, I'm trying to think of my favorite scotch. All right, I'm going to say Balvenie Sherry Cask with a Tatawahe broadleaf Unico.
Damn.
So the Unico,
Damn.
which is it's a damn good pairing.
Damn.
The Unico, it's that broadleaf Reserva that they do. I know they're in some of our shops right now, and I think they're on the website as well. Hopefully, that Unico, it's just killer. That torpedo size of that broadleaf, because it really smokes more like a 46, and that Balvenie, it's unbelievable. It's a really, really good pairing. Now, Pete Johnson from Tatawahe will probably say he'd pair those broadleafs with a really, really, really nice red wine.
Mm.
And but we're talking scotch.
Yeah.
And Pete's more of
That's
a
where
wine.
I'm conflicted.
Pete's more of a wine guy. But
I drank a lot of scotch and smoked a lot of cigars while drinking scotch.
yeah.
Ah,
You gotta think of your
that's
favorite.
that's a tough.
It is
That's
tough.
tough, man.
Alan hit it with
That's
his tough.
tough.
It is tough.
I can't believe you came off with that so quickly.
I was trying to think what's like my go-to, like one of my favorite cigars of all time.
Yeah.
So think of your favorite cigar, just like that you smoke regularly,
Oh, geez.
and then just pick a scotch you like. That's pretty much what you have to do.
Gosh, I'm sorry. Padron Series D number 4 with that Talisker Distillers Edition.
There you go.
Why? Because, yeah.
Because yeah.
Yeah.
And again, like I
But every palate's different. So, you know, come with what brung you.
I could say any of the week.
I'm enjoying this with
a Lagavulin. Yeah.
I mean, you know why? Because that's got body.
Yes.
That's a strong bodied.
And this sits right in the middle.
It sits right there, man.
It has some natural like Honduran sweetness to it though too, which is really unique.
Yeah. I picked that up.
It does. It's there. And again, we talked about earlier, you don't want your drink and your cigar to fight each other.
Mhm.
This Pat P is not going to fight your drink.
Right.
It's going to accentuate it.
Yeah.
You're going to get more from it. So, yeah.
Did I say Padron? I said Partagas Series
You
D.
said Padron. I know you meant Partagas. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, Partagas. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Partagas Series D. In my mind, I went, oh, yeah, Padron 26, like every day of the week.
Yeah.
I mean, again, everybody.
But I got to tell you, man, when we did the last podcast,
Yeah.
and the cognac aged and that VSOP
Yeah.
Hennessy was pretty spot on.
It was. That was a perfect pairing. And those anejos, that broadleaf with the cognac barrels that Fuente does. The anejos are on the website. They're in the stores too. And again, we have so many anejos out there. It drives me crazy to where pick up the anejos, guys. Like smoke those things.
Fuente Friday, buy 4 get 1.
Why not?
I mean, that just cut your price. You know.
100%, yeah. But again,
awesome.
on the website right now, whatever anejos are on the website right now are 26% off of spring 26.
There you go.
You need a box of anejos. Again, it's a Connecticut broadleaf, aging cognac barrels. It changes the complexity of it so much where the Opus stuff, again, we got a bunch of Opus stuff that just dropped this week. It's on the website right now. The Escuros, the Double Robusto's, the Belicosos. You're never going to see this stuff. So the Opus stuff is out there at a really great price. But if you want to try something way different from an Opus, the anejos are out there, and they are so fun to smoke.
I would be remiss to not mention Infinity bottles.
Sure.
If you go down the single malt Scotch road, make an Infinity bottle.
Yeah.
Get a decanter and throw a couple ounces of your scotches and build it as you go. And I guarantee you, once that bottle gets full, you're going to love it. Okay? Stick with single malt scotches and just build it. And of course, as the bottle goes down, pour more of your stuff in. And we've kept an infinity bottle for probably 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
It's and it never disappoints. It's always unique, and it always changes, and it's always spectacular.
It is. And you can do that with Scotch or bourbon.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the bourbon end of it because I've tried it.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's almost like a Franken flask, like
Wow.
like I like this bourbon. But there's such diversity in bourbon that for me now, for me it was difficult to really I don't know about that because the mash bills in bourbons and whiskeys are so variable, right? They're just all over the place, like 40% corn, 50%,
Yeah.
And it's like what you're looking at there is all barley.
No, you're right. Again, we've never had a bad infinity ball. So get anybody out there. And also, it looks cool to just have a decanter.
Yes.
Like having a decanter at your house, buy a cool decanter, have it there in your bar cart, wherever you have it. And every time you buy a bottle of scotch, you just put a little bit in, another bottle, put a little bit in, you put a little bit in, then you have a really cool blended, really, really cool scotch.
Okay, alibi. Glenmorangie Signet
Oh,
with that pork damn chop.
yeah, the Signet, if you can find it. And again, I know.
Now that's top of the,
Yeah. And the Signet is a really cool Glenmorangie. It's out there. It's really, really coffee forward if you can find it. It's a really, really rare scotch. It's like an Opus X of scotches. It's a really, really fun scotch.
Well, the unique,
so unique.
Well, and when they malt the barley, and the malting process is okay, you got barley, and you bring it into a room, and you raise the temperature so the barley starts to sprout, creates more sugars. All right, that's what they all do. All right, peated scotches, the heat source is peat, that mud stuff that they dig up and burn. All right, and it all over that stuff, and that's how you get those peated malts. Well, what Glenmorangie did was they got that barley to sprout, and then they toasted it extra long. All right, so it really brought in that coffee-ish toasted, and it's just it's an extra process for that. But wow, it is like you and I both would, stuck on an island.
Yeah.
Give me that.
100%. And it's one of those, again, when you smoke a lot of cigars and you drink a lot of whiskeys and do things like that, there are certain whiskeys and certain cigars that hit and you go, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
The Glenmorangie Signet is one of those scotches that you drink and go, oh, there's a lot happening here. There's a lot happening here. And that's why cigars are so fun, because every now and then we smoke a lot of cigars. And sometimes you have that special one where you're smoking it and you go, oh, there's a lot happening here. Again, the Anejos can be that way. There's a lot of cigars that can hit you that way. And again, for people that smoke a lot, if you're not retrohaling and you're just smoking for an experience or smoking just to be there, just next time, sit and really think about what you're smoking and get those flavor notes out of it.
Yeah.
Again, everybody smokes differently, but bring it out through your nose, retrohaling, trying different pairings. It's not just a ritual. It should be a tasting experience, because I think it makes it more fun.
Indeed. When you, tell me of a surprise pairing.
Surprise pairing. For me, it was a few years ago. I would, smoke cigars on my front porch or hang out at late night on my laptop and work and things like that. And I was always Scotch, whiskey, dry red wine, usually Italian or Argentinian or whatever. And you and I talked about when I was cooking a lot of seafood, things like that, Vino Verde.
There you go.
And I went down the rabbit hole of dry white wine. And I think there are some Pinot Grigios and some really crisp white wines that actually pair fantastically with cigars. And you wouldn't think that, but that crispness, that flavor, and a nice Pinot Grigio or a Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc with a cigar is a pairing I never would have thought of 8 years ago. but it's fantastic with a cigar. Fantastic.
So no shit, there we were. We were at Nick's Martini Bar in the back, outside, and I think it was Three Rivers
Yeah.
came in, and they were making cocktails.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the cigar was. I think these guys were out of Chicago. I don't even know if they exist anymore. Okay. And I had this one cigar and that one cocktail. I think it was a gin mix of some kind. It was like the tartness and everything was like, this is great.
I wonder if that was luge, like the
It was luge. It was luge. Yeah.
They're not around anymore. The owner of that company passed away a few years ago, actually.
Oh.
But yeah, I agree. Like sometimes you get that random pairing to go, oh, this
Like,
works.
holy shit.
It does work.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was dry white wine,
Yeah.
and that was that. But yeah,
The high tannins in wine.
yeah,
Okay. Especially the Italian wines, you know, Chianti, Sangioveses, you know, some of the Super Tuscans and stuff out there really pair unexpectedly great with certain cigars.
yeah. Get food in your belly and enjoy that
Yeah.
red wine, that cigar. Any other questions from the audience out there?
We had Snell came on and said hi.
Hey, Snell. Glad you're having a good night.
Rate us.
So again, we did some really fun stuff with some whiskey tonight. Again, Spring 26 is still out there. So use it on the website today and tomorrow to get your 26% off. Friday, through a state event at St. Joe, but also online. So there'll be an event page where you can still buy your box and get all your swag and all your fun stuff from the Drew Estate event out there on Friday. Kevin, anything else before we get out of here tonight? Rungy, anything else you want to say?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no. Hey,
And
again,
hello to all you people in Copper Canyon land.
there you go. Thanks for being here. So again, we talked a lot of fun whiskey. We talked about the Opus X stuff that just landed. The Volstead just came in as well. So the Blind Pig and the other Volstead stuff is on the website right now from Rumblecraft to back. So grab some of that. Elmar, congrats on winning this. And again, sharing and commenting and liking this video gets you entered to win the $100 gift card on the next episode. So for John Runge, I'm Joe Pasquale. Thanks for being here for another episode of Copper Can Cigar Chat Live. Stay smoky, and we'll see you next time.